everyone. We wanted to kick things off by throwing the biggest summer bash pool party ever! Except someone forgot to order us a pool.
Sorry. I gotta move the pool.
Yeah, Nick, get it. Push it that way.
It's heavy!
Let's just start the show. Roll the thing. Just
start the thing! Woo!
Live from the Starcourt Mall in Hawkins, Indiana, it's the Stranger Things IGN Watch Party.
Never stop! Never stop!
we don't have to start the show.
We never know. No, just keep going.
Keep going, guys. Just keep
Here's
going.
another wave! Let's do it!
Alrighty, that's it, Nick. That's it. Okay. So welcome to IGN Watch Party for Stranger Things, presented by Rocket League. Radical Summer. I'm Sydnee Goodman. I'm here with Nick Mundy. We're back. Anyways, we're here to celebrate the return of Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 3 drops on Netflix July 4th. We rewatched all of Seasons 1 and 2, and we are ready to dive deep into all things Hawkins.
Move over America's birthday because we got something important to celebrate.
Ooh, kill him. Nick, how was your rewatch? What was your favorite thing about the show?
Oh, my favorite?
Yeah.
I really enjoy Steve.
You can't say that. You took my line.
I'm sorry.
And these aren't pre-written lines. That's just legit.
Yeah.
I already claimed Steve as mine, so you can't take that one.
Okay, well, I'm the
What's
one
your
dressing
second
like him.
favorite?
Okay, it's just a fun show.
It is.
Children are cussing. I enjoy
Yeah.
that. Saying words we can't say on this show.
We can't. See,
But,
look. Can't see it.
no, it's a fun show, and I really like it. Billy has a rad car that I want to.
He does.
And
He sucks so bad.
Yeah, he does. It's like in the glorious way.
In a way that I hate because I I'm just like, oh, sorry again. That one wasn't even on purpose.
Hey, if Dustin can say it, we can say it.
Yeah. No, I think this is stupid, but I think the theme song might be my favorite part.
A lot of people say that.
Because I just feel like it sets the mood for every episode so perfectly, and it almost just acts as this vehicle to transport you into Hawkins and into their universe and what they're doing in the 80s. Not that I know what the 80s was, because I'm so young. Nick, were you?
No, well, speaking of, I'm super old, and we're generational differences, so I'm really identifying with Joyce, because I'm afraid of everything.
That's your favorite character.
Yeah, me and Joyce and Hopper, who's also afraid of everything, and just wants to hold it all together.
So you would be in that camp, and I feel like I'd be in the Steve camp, and then you get to be over there.
Look,
Anyways.
we're Bob and Barb. We're as good as dead.
I would be Bob also.
Yeah, we're as good as dead.
Except I don't know that I want to be eaten. Okay, so there's been 2 seasons already, 17 episodes, which is a lot to catch up on. And if you need a little refresher, need not worry. We've got you covered. Here's a Stranger Things Season 1 recap.
Aw, childhood. We look back on those days with rose-colored glasses, riding bikes around town, playing with friends in the basement, meeting our first love, getting hunted by a monster from a nightmare mirror version of our reality. Oh, guess that's just these kids. Netflix's Stranger Things returns for its 3rd season this summer, so let's get you caught up on Season 1 in 5 minutes. It's 1983 in Hawkins, Indiana, home to the Hawkins National Laboratory, where they're clearly up to some shady business. You know, seeing as a scientist gets obliterated by something. Across town, after a 10-hour marathon of D&D, Will Byers leaves his friends Mike, Dustin, and Lucas and heads home. But along the way, he encounters the creature from Hawkins' lab. Everyone eventually calls it the Demogorgon, so let's just go with that. It corners him in his garage, and just as the power starts to surge and cut out, Will disappears. The next day, Will's mom Joyce reports her boy missing, and her old friend, Chief Hopper, gets right on the case. Yep, right. He gets to it eventually. But while the search parties prove unsuccessful, Joyce gets a distorted call that seems to be from Will, which causes the lights in the house to go haywire. Meanwhile, the folks over at Hawkins National Laboratory, led by creepy Dr. Brenner, are working on figuring out how the Demogorgon escaped, presumably from this gross breathing wall. The Demogorgon wasn't the only one that escaped either. So did this mysterious girl, one of a number of the lab's experiments, 11. She's telekinetic, so that's cool. Mike, Lucas, and Dustin find her in the woods and bring her back to Mike's house to hide her. 11 seems to know that Will is hiding somewhere from the Demogorgon, but it's unclear just where that is. We get a clue though after Barb, best friend of Mike's sister Nancy, disappears in the same fashion as Will did after a party at Nancy's boyfriend Steve's house. She's hunted down by the Demogorgon in a dark, scary version of Steve's backyard. Back at the Byers' house, Joyce does some insane house decoration, creating a Christmas light Ouija board that Will is able to communicate with. He tells Joyce that he is right here and to run because the Demogorgon is tearing through the wall! But could it have been Will? Hard to say, because the authorities pull his dead body out of the water at the town quarry. Nobody buys that it's really Will for long though. 11 uses her powers to help the boys hear Will, and Hopper breaks into the town morgue, cutting open the body pulled out of the quarry and confirming that unless he had a disorder which replaced organs with cotton, this is definitely not Will Byers. The boys figure out that the real Will is in the dark mirror version of Hawkins, which they and 11 call the Upside Down. Turns out that there are a few gates into this world, like the one in Hawkins' lab, and another that Nancy and Will's brother Jonathan find in a tree. Hopper's investigation into Will's disappearance, and the cover-up being orchestrated from the lab, lead he and Joyce to a woman named Terry Ives. Though Terry has been catatonic for years, her sister says Terry believed Dr. Brenner stole her daughter right after birth because she had psychic powers. Powers that we're learning also grant her access to a void, which she can use to project herself through space to spy on people, like Russians. Ah, the Cold War. But this void also leaves her vulnerable to the forces of the Upside Down. An encounter with the Demogorgon caused her to open the gate to the other world in Hawkins' lab. Dr. Brenner and his agents finally locate 11 and try to apprehend her, but when you're trying to catch a girl who can tear holes in the fabric of reality, you need to do a little better than a utility van. Hopper finds the kids and reunites them with Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy. They go to the town middle school, where 11 has them construct her a sensory deprivation tank out of a kiddie pool, so she can enter her void to find Will and Barb. She finds Barb first, and she's super dead. She locates Will hiding in the upside-down version of his fort just long enough to tell him help is on the way before she loses her connection to the void. Hopper and Joyce try to break into the lab to travel to the upside down, but they're caught by Dr. Brenner's agents. Hopper agrees to tell Brenner where 11 is and to keep quiet about the lab's activity, in exchange for being let through the gate and into the upside down. Dr. Brenner and his agents storm the middle school to take 11. It doesn't go their way. All that carnage attracts the Demogorgon, who bursts through the wall and attacks Dr. Brenner. It corners 11 and the boys in a classroom, but 11 uses her power to destroy it. But she vanishes in the process. It's not all bad news, though. Hopper and Joyce find Will and bring him home. He seems fine, at least for a month or so. That's when he coughs up some kind of nasty slug and, just for a second, slips back into the upside down.
Okay, so Nick, we just watched the recap.
Yes.
What jumped out at you? I was hoping I'd scare you.
Yeah,
Because we just watched the
Yeah.
but you didn't react at all.
No, because I'm just terrifying. You can't see, like, I just pee myself like the bully kid. Like, I'm scared. I'm always scared. I'm Joyce. I tell you.
You're Joyce. Okay.
I'm very much the Joyce of the show.
Okay. So
Things that jumped out at me was 11 is, like, kind of the most badass superhero type person in the last couple of years.
yeah,
Like,
interesting.
Way better than Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Way better. And then also, how much everyone cared about Will and did not give a crap about Barb.
Right?
Like, justice for Barb.
Okay, and I know that's like a big like social media meme thing.
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to get is more views.
But seriously, like I am a little bit confused why everybody cared about this little boy, but no one cared about this like high school girl just missing. That feels
It's kind of like
very
a popularity
alarming.
contest. Like, Will had more friends, and then...
Well, not just that, but like I feel like little boys do stupid things like run away or they like go camping or like whatever. Boys will be boys or whatever that means. But like when a high school girl goes missing, I don't know. I agree. It made
you
no
know what?
sense.
It's just I'm just gonna.
But she's super dead.
Yeah,
in
she's
case
super
you missed
dead.
That.
I'm
She's
just gonna
super
blame
dead.
Jonathan, and I'm gonna do that a lot on this show.
Jonathan, so for me, Jonathan in season 1, and we'll get to season 2 recap, didn't bother me as much as he did in season 2, but I'm like, whatever towards
Well, the
his character.
longer his bowl cut is, the more insufferable he is.
I had a bowl cut when I was a kid, fun fact, for like a long time. It wasn't my choice.
Can we get that?
That was not my choice.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Goodman, if you're watching this, Tweet the poll count.
They're probably not watching. I always ask them to watch, but they can never figure out where to watch it.
Yeah, I know. Old people are
guys.
stupid.
That's not what I said.
Stop watching the show, boomers!
Season 1 recap. You forget, because again, I don't want to. It sounds like every character annoys me, but I feel like 11 in season 2, I was like, and I forgot how cool she was.
She is, yeah. And
like
season
she's
2
so
kinda,
cool.
Yeah, season 2 kind of lost it. Season 1, she's just kind of a badass. And then I know Steve's your guy, but he's also my guy.
He can be our guy.
Okay,
I
cool.
swing like that. You know?
I like Steve. His arc is just one of the best parts of the show.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But because he very believably starts as this like super not great dude.
Yeah.
And
even by season 3, not to get fully into it, he keeps sucking more and more. Like, he started off as like, he kind of peaked at the first episode of season 1. And by season 3, he's just like a lot of people we all went to high school with. Just, I mean, if we're being honest.
Okay, so who's ready for some hot Bob action? Let's catch up on season 2.
Did you think a small town in Indiana being stalked by a monster from a spooky alternate reality was strange? Did you think a girl who can flip vans with her mind was strange? Did you think Jonathan Byers actually kicking Steve Harrington's ass was strange? Well, in season 2, things get even stranger. Here's Stranger Things Season 2 in 6 minutes. If you spent Season 1 sure that logic dictates that there must have been other weird number people tested on by Dr. Brenner even before 11, you were right. A gang of misfits in Pittsburgh escape a building and speed away from the cops. Their leader, Collie, uses telekinesis to collapse a tunnel, but when the cops get out of their car, they realize it was actually a psychic vision. And we see Collie's tattoo. 8. It's nearly a year after the Demogorgon attacked Hawkins, and 11 sacrificed herself to stop it. Life has largely returned to normal for everyone. Will and his friends are jockeying for high scores at the local arcade, Hopper is dealing with crazy townsfolk complaining about sabotage crops, and Joyce is dating Bob, who's super nice. Except, this is Hawkins, so nothing stays normal for long. The crops are rotting at a supernatural rate, and Will is still being plagued by visions of the Upside Down, despite regular visits to the new head of Hawkins' lab, Dr. Owens, head scientist and flamethrower manager. He heads down to the gate of the Upside Down in the basement, and we see that the Upside Down seems to be making a hell of an effort to come right side up. Will's visions are getting worse, too. He steps out of his house and sees a giant monster looming in the clouds. Normal kid stuff. But it's not all bad. Hopper's covering up more than just what went down last year. 11 is alive, and expanding her palette from Eggos to TV dinners. Turns out she wasn't killed, but transported to the Upside Down. She escaped, but rather than put Mike and her friends in danger, she retreated into the woods and was later taken in by Hop, who reveals himself to be a master in the art of dance. On Halloween, Dustin and Lucas try to invite Max, the new girl, trick-or-treating, but she's really not having it. Neither is her insane jackass of an older brother, Billy. But she has a change of heart and scares the shit out of the boys halfway through the night. Max doesn't scare Will quite as much as his new vision of the shadow monster, though. Dustin returns home and discovers a strange little reptile he names Dart, and decides to keep it as a pet. That's not gonna backfire. He plays it totally cool with his mom, too. Hopper finds out that the rot in the fields of Hawkins is spreading into the forest as well, and tracks the epicenter of the activity to, you guessed it, Hawkins' lab. But Dr. Owens denies involvement. Anyone believe him? No? Moving on. Will has another vision of the shadow monster outside of Hawkins' lab, and decides to one-up 11's psychic powers, with the power of communication. That ends up being way less effective than Mind Blasts, and the shadow monster attacks Will. Soon after, he starts acting a little stranger than usual, which, if you know what usual is for this kid, is a huge red flag. He whips up a nifty little art project that leads Hop to discover a series of tunnels underneath a pumpkin patch, which he gets trapped in. 11 discovers Hopper's files on her birth mother, Terry Ives, and after months of seclusion, decides she's had enough and sets out to find her. And she does. But Terry doesn't communicate with 11 verbally. She does, however, telepathically impart her memories of 11 being taken from birth, showing her the girl she grew up with in Hawkins' lab, Collie. 11 hitchhikes to Chicago to find her. Will uses his connection to the shadow monster, which is acting as a sort of window into the Upside Down, to find Hopper. Joyce and Bob rescue him just as the flamethrower troops from Hawkins' lab show up to light things up. And as soon as the flames start, Will starts screaming like a banshee. Back at the lab, Dr. Owens brings Hopper underground and shows him that the gate into the Upside Down is spreading like a cancer. Will wakes up with symptoms of amnesia and an extreme sensitivity to fire being applied to organisms from the upside down. But he does seem to know that the shadow monster doesn't want the scientist inside a certain chamber of the tunnel system. Or at least, that's what he says. Because once the scientists arrive, they're attacked by a horde of demodogs identical to Dustin's pet Dart, who's grown up into quite the little monster. 11 arrives in Chicago and is taken in by Kali and her ragtag bunch of outcasts, who exact revenge on those who have wronged them. Kali has informed on a number of staff members from Hawkins' lab, and 11 recognizes one of them as the one who shocked her mother into her catatonic state. They enter his home and attack him, and he tells them that Dr. Brenner is still alive. That's a thread we're gonna have to pick up in season 3. 11 realizes that her friends are in danger and heads back to Hawkins. The demodogs surface from underneath Hawkins' lab and run rampant through the building. Mike realizes that the shadow monster is using Will to spy on them and convinces Joyce to sedate him. They escape the building and lock the demodogs inside, but they lose Bob in the process. RIP, #Justice for Bob. All our heroes regroup at the Byers' house, even Jonathan and Nancy, who've been off sleuthing the whole season. We only have 6 minutes, people, gotta cut some corners. Dustin explains that the shadow monster is behaving just like the mind flayer of D&D, overtaking Will's mind with his sights on pretty much everything. The gang have a little intervention/exorcism in the shed and attempt to wrestle Will away from the mind flayer's grip. While they don't break its hold, they do manage to loosen it enough for Will to tell them, through Morse code, that the only way to defeat the mind flayer is to close the gate under Hawkins' lab. But they're going to need a really powerful psychic. Ah, she's back. While Hopper and 11 traveled to the lab, the kids, and greatest babysitter of all time, Steve Harrington, traveled to the nexus of the tunnel system to set a fire that will draw the demodogs away from 11. Meanwhile, Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy turn Hop's cabin into a backwoods sauna to drive the mind flayer out so it doesn't kill Will once 11 closes the gate. The kids set the fire and the mind flayer flees. Ha! Mind flayer. 11 and Hopper travel underground, and just as the mind flayer begins to burst through, 11 goes full-on Jean Grey and closes the gate, instantly killing the hordes of demodogs and returning Hawkins to safety once more. And they all lived happily ever after. Just kidding. The mind flayer is totally still out there and hungry for revenge.
Yay! So, season 2. Are you season 1 or season 2 guy?
Look, I think season 2, there's some issues. There's some chances in season 2 that didn't maybe pan out, but
That's so diplomatic of you.
Oh, I know. No, like, look, I'll get into it just right away. That episode 7 was just this weird backdoor pilot, like where 11 hangs out in Chicago with like the most stereotypical like 80s video game bad guys ever. Like it looked like a Bad Dudes 2.
I will say though that I was really interested in 11's background.
Sure,
like,
totally.
Is there more? Oh my gosh. And then once I saw episode 7, I was like, okay, let's move on.
Maybe we don't need to see 9 and 10 and 12.
I am more interested in Hawkins' lab, like prior to this, but that's besides the point. Anyways, okay, so we were introduced to Max and Billy.
Yeah, great characters.
Great characters. Billy sucks, even though he's like
great, but he
so
sucks,
cool and sucks.
Well, it was just like alternative Steve.
Kind of, yeah. Well, and then Steve got better, which was great.
Great, yeah. And then
super great.
And then Max is the only one of the party that like uses logic and
which is helpful
and isn't like kind of a wiener at times. Like,
yeah, I do like that she like is the one in the group that stands her ground and is like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah,
This is
like
what we
the
should
episode
do.
where after Billy and Steve got into the fight, and then she took the bat and almost chopped his nards off with the bat.
Nards.
Can we say
I like-
nards?
Nards. Let's say nards. Nards. Let's see. What else? Something.
Oh, and Bob. We were introduced to Bob.
I love Bob.
Bob
He's
was-
so pure and so dead.
Yeah, but like soon as
He's
like
so
soon as
dead.
he said easy peasy the first time, it was like dead man. Dead
so
man.
dead.
You dead, Bob. You're too pure for Hawkins. Meanwhile, Hopper's like smoking and drinking. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get Joyce right after this. People cared about him more than Barb, so I think they got over that though.
Really?
I mean, Barb
Did
finally
they?
got a funeral after like 18 months.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like I cared more about Bob. Anyways, season 2 did bring up a few questions about the universe for me.
Sure.
Which was, so they showed the Hawkins city line, right? Is this happening outside of Hawkins? Or like, is there some invisible wall? Like, there's other cities that are probably close enough that they would be affected by
I
this.
think this is kind of like, this is my Hawkins Lab fan fiction starring Paul Reiser. It's like this is the test site. This is where we're going to try it out.
That's
And then if
smart.
it works, we'll get the
go somewhere
Russians.
else.
Because they keep bringing up the Russians.
They
We'll
do
see if
keep
the
bringing
Russians
up the
keep coming up.
Russians. Got it.
So we're going to try this out,
Yeah.
and it's going well. Not great, but okay.
Things are happening.
You know, ups and downs, trials. That's why they all have white coats. Paul Reiser.
Wait, why
from
do they have white coats?
You know, because they're scientists. Paul Reiser's much more even-tempered than Matthew
course.
Modine. So I can't wait for the next 80s actor to show up. And,
No idea.
Just remember, oh, it's that guy. It's that guy.
That didn't happen to me. I was like, there's the scientist. He's here, isn't he?
There was a show called My Two Dads that he was on it.
Oh, I've heard you guys talk about that. No idea. Just so not in my wavelength at all.
Hey guys, this is another example of why Sydnee and Nick are 20 years apart.
Anyways, rewatching the show has me on a big 80s kick, and I did some deep diving, some digging, and I found some pretty amazing stuff. Like this crazy workout video that you guys just really need to see.
It's summertime, which means it's time to get that righteous bod that will catch looks from that cute lifeguard. I'm Sydnee Goodman, 1984 aerobics world champion runner-up, and I'll be your guide. So let's turn up the dial to 11 and get ready for a totally radical workout. First up, get those wrist rockets ready. Feel free to visualize a bully dating your older sister or a slimy demodog on the other side. Woo! Up next, wall chops. Opening a good portal in your living room wall requires proper form. All right, let's do this. 1 and 2 and 3. Almost there. And 5. Gotta tear down that wall to get to that burn. Now that we've opened a portal, it's time to close it. And when you don't have a trusty flamethrower handy, you gotta use some psychic magic. And 1. Great job! Next up, time for home runs. Feel the burn! Smash those demogorgons! Whew. Now look out for tentacles while we stretch. Do these exercises 2 to 3 days a week and you'll be ready to fight any evil that comes from the upside down.
Yeah? Anyways, okay, we
Thanks for
won't
the invite.
Anyway, okay, so now that our brains are fully in Stranger Things mode, we've got some fantastic spin-off show ideas. So let's get into it with a couple from our followers on social. All right, so hey, here's Steve. Oh my gosh, Steve.
Oh.
An alternate reality in which Barb survives and becomes a badass hunter of demogorgons within the Upside Down. Title, Barbicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really good idea. It feels like one of those like 90s syndication shows like Renegade. Yeah, it's just like Barb on a hog, you know.
I thought you were gonna say hawk, and I actually like it better if she had like a hawk that she rides.
I'm gonna yes and that and agree with you. It's a hawk named Hog, and they both ride motorcycles. And then she gives like really cool spin-offs like Upside Down, more like Upside Frown.
Ooh, that's so good.
That's a GIF.
Give it.
All right, let's do the next one.
Yeah. David C. Rawl says Hopper, big city cop.
Big city, big city cop.
What city do you think Hopper would be a big city cop in?
San Diego.
What? Really?
Yeah, I just imagine all of his like story took place in San Diego when he had his daughter and his family. He was so happy.
He was like really chill. Do you think he surfed?
Yeah, he tried. He definitely got like a surfing certificate for his birthday.
No, so I actually like the universe where he lived in San Diego and was like a super stereotypical like Californian surfer guy, and then he just got all messed up and just
Yeah,
like, completely lost all
and then
that.
the world crushes his wants
soul.
and needs.
Next one. So Sports Talk Benny says a spinoff where Mike does increasingly dangerous things in an effort to see what it would take for his dad to save I would watch that show.
Hey, this is Mike, and we're jumping off the roof today. And it's like, it's like very jackass type show. I want this show.
And then at the end he goes, Dad, And his dad just like continues his
That is the best tweet I've ever read.
Steve's babysitting service. I would watch that.
Yeah.
100%.
Like the Steve's Babysitter Club.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And he could be like the pimp of the babysitters. And so he starts a business because he's super entrepreneurial, you know, that about Steve. And he hires a bunch of other babysitters to be underneath him, not literally, and is like, okay, go do the babysitting things. And then he also just like imparts all of his babysitting knowledge into them so that like, you know, he can be.
That's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, next one. Dylan Daily Rock says, time jump to the 90s, 1993, 10 years after Will's disappearance, the gang reunites in Hawkins. Catch up, they found that Hawkins National Laboratory is gone, and instead there's a giant portal to multiple upside downs, and the apocalypse begins. Titled Demopocalypse 10.
No, this is a good idea. Like Dustin's in a Silverchair cover band. Will just started a .com company. Mike watches singles a lot.
Yeah, and then they make the little glue bookmarks off of the top of their pencil cases.
Yeah. Lucas is just doing the Pepsi Coke challenge all the time. Like,
only 90s kids remember the 90s.
Yeah.
So D_Derryberry says, Will is a depressed adult and his friends and family have all moved on. He's a comic book artist whose creations come to life and are representations of the losers as kids fighting the upside down. All the manifestations are animated like Roger Rabbit or Cool World.
We got a Cool World reference.
# Will the Wise. I'm actually into like the harsh reality of the fact that this kid is going through a lot of traumatic things.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we just want him to like live like a sad Forrest Gump type life. Just imagine
The
Forrest
sad
Gump,
version, yeah.
but sad and nothing good happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But like Forrest Gump was all horse.
Okay, so Nick, what's your idea? Do you have like a good?
Yes. Telethons were a big deal in the 80s. So I think we need to have all the people from Hawkins, all the notable celebrities, like the movie theater owner, the shop owner,
Yes, of course.
Mike's parents, Steve's parents.
Oh my gosh, Steve's parents.
We haven't seen it yet. No, get all the notables, Mr. Clark, and we do a telethon for Barb.
Why? She's dead.
Someone's got to pay for the funeral, to fake the stuffed body so they could have some closure.
Okay.
You think Hawkins Labs, when they make dead body corpses for children, are cheap? Those
Probably
things
not.
are realistic
Do you think
as
they have
hell.
real organ? Like, how real are they? Is there blood pumping? Well, I guess it's dead. There's no
the
blood
skin's
pumping
real,
through
but
them.
Hopper opened it up and it was cotton.
But like, what if the cotton was only in that portion and they have like real organs under the cotton? You know? Just a thought. Did that guy give her a wet willy in the middle of a hallway?
Yeah, Steve's old friend needs to die.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that. Maybe we'll get that this time.
Hopefully.
So my idea of a sitcom, we've established that I love Bob. He's
Yes.
great. We miss him. Actually, it's funny. You chose Barb and I chose Bob. That's like not even on purpose. Anyways, I hate zombie shows and I hate zombies. I hate everything about zombies. But what if we had a sitcom about zombie Bob and his life?
Bob. He's back, and he wants your brain. New Beginnings with Bob Newby. Only on the Hallmark Channel.
I can't wait for the watch party for that show.
I know. You guys stay tuned for the watch party for Bob Newbin. Whatever. We're done with that. New beginning. This season, the kids from Hawkins are headed to high school, which is crazy. And it means more school dances, parking lot fights, and awkward yearbooks. Let's give out some Stranger Things superlatives. Here to help us is David Griffin, IGN's most likely to succeed.
Wow.
Oh.
Thank you. Who gave me that honor?
We voted for it. Between the three of us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I lost. I came in last.
Sorry.
I don't like this show. I'm kidding.
Nick.
I don't like myself.
Okay, so wait, let's start. I will go first. So, class heartbreaker. 11 is what I think. Because I feel like, she's like kind of the aloof girl, so you can't really read her necessarily. Let's pretend Mike's not in the picture. And she's like, you're just like, oh my gosh, so mysterious, what's happening? And then you think she likes you, but then she actually doesn't.
Yeah, and then she could also break your heart with her mind.
That too.
She's pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
She is very
She
intimidating.
can move things with her mind. She can close portals. It's not somebody that you want to
She grows hair pretty fast.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to break up with 11.
Yeah, she's always rapping on the Jimmy
Oh my
Kimmel
God,
show.
could you imagine breaking up with her? Seriously though, a
You
breakup
wouldn't
with
see
her would
that
not go
guy
well.
or girl again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
I don't know, maybe we'll see that season 3.
No, just, hey, Levin, it's not you, it's me. And then she...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the upside down. Yeah, you're gone.
Plus she can
Yikes.
spy on you.
Okay, who's going next?
I will go.
Okay.
I'm going to do best bromance,
Ooh, okay.
which is Dustin and Steve. Obviously.
Look
The
at
best
him!
bromance.
Oh my gosh.
The best bromance.
Look at him. Steve's looking out, Dustin's looking out. They're just both looking out. It's a good picture.
Well, I think it's kind of perfect because, Steve likes to think he's a pimp. He likes to think that he's, the coolest guy in school. But he really just needs a buddy.
All he needs is a cry for help.
Yeah, it's a cry for help, Steve. And I think Dustin offers him that, something that he never really had. So it's kind of sweet. It's funny, but it's sweet too.
It's super sweet that his only true friend is a child.
Yeah, it's sad. It's a little sad, yeah.
It's weird that age differences can still bond each other through a collect. This just bombed that.
Yes, of course, Nick. That made a lot of
seriously,
sense, the sentence you just said.
I think we really saw that blossom in season 2. We had that great walk on the train tracks and all that kind of stuff between those two, and you see them really bond and grow
Yeah, well,
and
it's like a
stick up for each
mentorship.
other. Yeah, it's a
They should
mentorship.
start a band.
Yeah.
They
Should they?
Yeah, they should definitely.
What would it be called, Nick?
Hot Steve.
So
Don't throw it like,
So it's Steve and Dustin's band called Hot Steve. I actually like that. I'm really into that. I would go see that.
Like the Steve is like, yeah.
I see that. I like it. Okay, Mundy, go.
Yeah,
Who are you nominating? Or
Class heartthrob. Everyone.
Oh.
Class heartthrob. Mr. Clark.
that's an interesting choice. Would you care to explain that to us?
Yes, because I didn't feel comfortable talking about class heartthrobs with minors.
Touche.
So
I
I
like
picked
that.
someone. Well, also he's.
You didn't choose Bob?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Mr. Clark's more my type.
That's a good point. He's distinguished looking. He probably should be at like Harvard or something. It seems like he's.
He is distinguished looking, and
Yeah.
his facial grooming is pretty good. Like it's very clean around his mustache.
He might be the only person on the show too that hasn't murdered.
How do you know?
I mean, we don't, but we know everyone else is pretty much murdered at some point. So
So he just murders with his good looks.
Yeah, exactly.
And his charm.
You don't see him coming.
No.
Yeah, he's a sleeper.
Yeah, he is
Probably
a
gonna
sleeper.
get- he'll
Which is
probably
a good
get-
one.
He'll probably murder
Okay,
us at
so
some point.
next up, I have best group leader, which I think is Dustin.
Oh, yeah. That's a good choice.
Like, I feel
No.
like I would. What?
No.
What? What do you mean, no?
Hey,
also, look
yeah.
at Steve in the background. He's like, hey, man, I got you.
Yeah, I love when my leader finds like this mutated, growing evil thing and is not like step on it.
Yeah, because
it's
he's
obviously-
handling the project by himself. He's like, I got this. I'll figure it out.
Oh, like
Don't worry."
all great leaders who are like, no.
I'm talking school group leader. So,
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, okay,
if
that's
you don't
fine.
really want to do anything, Dustin will just do the whole thing. It might end up messed up, and everyone might be in danger, and the cat might die, but he did the project.
I've never agreed with you more. So yeah,
Thank you.
completely changed my mind.
There you go. Okay. David?
I'm going to go with best hair.
Okay.
I think this is,
Ooh, this is
the
a hard
clear
one.
winner would
Oh.
be me. But since I'm not in Stranger
You're not,
Things,
yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Steve.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Steve.
that.
I mean, look at
How
that.
does he get that volume?
He's even got the Clark Kent little, I don't know, the thing going there.
Yeah.
The hair goes down. It kind of almost curls a little bit. I mean, he's just
Yeah,
Looks
that's
great.
like like the obvious choice. Except like Billy has some sweet hair.
Okay, but Billy's hair is like a little bit more straggly.
Yeah.
Like I think with Steve's, he also gives us hair tips, which I think is he clearly knows what
there's
he's
just so
doing.
much
It's not
of it.
an
It's just
accident.
it's so thick.
Well, and it's so tall. Like, but not tall in like an aggressive way. It's tall in like a I got this. Like this is.
But I would have gone with Hopper because
You mean the guy that wears a hat?
well, okay. But when he doesn't wear the hat, it's like, yeah, that guy's seen some dark but he's still pretty put together. Even when he's like getting cancer and hanging out in the Upside Down, he's still like...
I'm glad that this wasn't your superlative.
You're welcome.
So,
yes.
Nick, go ahead. What's yours?
The life of the party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Billy.
He does seem like he would maybe do a lot of coke, so depending on your definition of life of the party, that could be him.
I know I picked him.
Also, doesn't he look like a fully grown-ass man in that photo? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah. So do all the kids. Like,
no, but he looks like extremely grown. Like,
okay, the reason I picked Billy was because his like mixtape of like Scorpions and other bands that I can't list off right now, it's mostly just Scorpions. Like, Steve played some Sticks. Like, that dude rocks it like a hurricane.
He looks like a movie star.
he does look like a movie star. He also is terrible.
Yeah, no, he's awful, but he works out and drinks beers at the same time, so.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess maybe the research wasn't out in the 80s that that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't judge. I wasn't there because I'm young. So, I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet.
I mean, if I was that age, not that you should do this, kids, but I'd look at him, I'd be like, goals.
Right?
I mean, if I was young and
From an
naive,
exterior
as an older
thing.
adult now, that's not how you should be, but I would say, as a young guy, I'd be like,
Totally,
goals.
yeah.
Goals.
Okay, so best person to be stranded on a deserted island with. This is going to catch you all by surprise. It's Dr. Brenner. Here's why.
Papa?
Let me explain this.
Papa?
First of all, he's somehow still alive, so he's resilient.
Yes.
Second, he obviously is crazy and would totally kill things to eat and like not even think about it. And I feel like he's really smart because he was conducting experiments on people. So like, you don't get to do that unless you're really smart. They wouldn't let just any scientist do that.
But he's one. Yeah, I feel like he might let you die, though. I'm sorry. I mean, I would not, Sydnee, but I feel like he might let you die. I'm sorry.
But we would,
At least Paul Reiser would be a better conversation.
But I'm not looking for conversation. I'm looking for survival. And so I feel like.
But not yours.
No, but I am because I would swindle him. And so he would say, he would be like,
If
wow,
you want to swindle
we're
a person,
friends.
then pick Bob. It's like, okay,
But
I
I
can
need
use
to
his score.
swindle a person who I can use his set of skills to survive.
Bob knows basic.
I mean.
But then Bob's like, hey, Bob, can I use your body as like a canoe? And he's like, oh, sure, easy peasy. And then he blows his brains out, and then you're like, you have a boat. You have a Bob boat.
Okay, you make a fair point.
I know.
Poor Bob.
David, do you want to go?
Yes. I have
I give up.
most likely to be your boss, and that would be Sheriff Hopper.
Yeah.
It makes
He's
sense.
like a good
He's
boss.
a sheriff.
Well, especially because his employees are.
Here, wait, pause. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. You really think that's best hair? Just,
For
I'm
a
just
man
throwing
of
it
his
for-
age?
Sure, you know,
Yes.
yes.
For a man of his age, he's looking good.
Yeah. He's had a lot of
But we didn't do-
tumultuous times.
But we didn't do age brackets.
Plus, he's got the good beard and the mustache.
The eyes, I mean.
Anyways, continue.
piercing.
Future boss.
Yeah,
Future boss,
He
yeah.
would be a great boss because his employees are worthless.
What?
Like the other cops don't do anything; they just hang out and play jacks
Okay.
or other. I don't know why I thought jacks.
I don't know. Maybe they play like hopscotch.
I think they just smoke and drink, and like even his secretary's like.
That does worry me. Hopper's got a bit of a drinking problem.
You think that
That kind of worries me.
we get into like a Don Draper situation where he kind of like descends into madness and then he's like
Figures out the new
just-
Coke commercial.
Yeah. That's a spoiler.
So the last one is best smile, and I picked the Demogorgon.
I mean, it does have a lot of teeth.
Yeah, but it's also it looks like a flower that says, "Hey, we can be friends."
I don't know that that's what that says.
No, it says, "Hey, everything's fine."
It says, hey, I'm gonna rip your face and eat your guts.
Nick sees the
That's what it
beauty.
says.
In the upside,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
look, I'm just hedging my bets. Chances are Upside Down's gonna win, and they're gonna take over the planet. I'm gonna be like, hey, remember when I said best smile?
Yeah, well, I mean, it won't really matter for me because like Dr. Brenner and I will already be on our island, so like I'm super safe. Sorry, David.
I don't think
You're
you are.
out.
I don't know. You keep, yeah. No.
I'm gonna be on my Bob's corpse yacht,
Okay,
just
well,
made of his bones.
what's wrong with you? Now a
watch
message
TV
from
all the
our
time.
local sponsors. Your home. It's where you live and build your memories.
And no one listens to all the signals quite like a Hawkins 21 professional.
Whether you're looking for something charming and rustic, a seasonal wonderland, or a portal to a wonderful world of happiness, we got the gnome for you. Did I say gnome? I meant home.
No one listens to all the signals quite like a Hawkins 21 professional.
Whether you're looking for something charming and
I'm Sydnee Brenner, Central Southwest Indiana's top-selling Hawkins 21 agent.
And I'm Sydnee's husband, Nick Portal Brenner. And I'm still.
Can we go again, Jack?
We're third cousins. We can't have children.
Jack, we're going again.
And I'm Sydnee's.
Going again.
Your wedding ring's bruising me. I love you. And the carpets are really clean. It's like they've never been covered in like a supernatural ectoplasm.
Nick!
Children have never been murdered on
Nick,
these
stop
carpets.
talking!
Houses. Whether you're looking for something charming and rustic, a seasonal wonderland, or a portal to a wonderful world.
Portal of happiness. A portal to a world of happiness.
This isn't right. This isn't right at all. We have to tell them. We have to tell everyone what happened here. Everyone always talks about how the demons are from the upside down, but maybe we're the demons. Maybe this is the upside down.
Get it together.
Nightmares are real. We are the Teleguidance!
Hawkins 21. We've got a portal for you. Home. We've got a home for you.
Welcome to Stranger Bets, the part of the show where we make bets on Stranger Things. Nick, are you gonna join me?
No, I think I'm gonna camp out right here. Hold on. Oh, sorry. That's someone's car.
Yeah, that was. Well, let's just start, I guess. So, first question. Billy and Mrs. Wheeler, do they hook up?
So Billy was one of my favorite characters from season 2.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because he works out and drinks, and for some reason that like spoke to me.
Okay.
So,
So is that a yes or a no?
and Miss Wheeler is a yes, I hope so.
Mrs. Wheeler. Yes,
Yes.
you hope so. Okay.
Because if it happens, it will match up with my fan fiction.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I dropped your face.
It's fine. It's an old headshot from 2012.
I'm gonna say no, just because like that seems extremely problematic to hook up with a like high schooler. So. Okay, number 2. Any pets eaten? Last time we saw Dustin's cat get eaten.
Yeah,
How
that
are we
made me
feeling?
sad.
It made me really sad. So I'm not gonna answer yet, but my answer reflects how sad I was last time.
As being a cat person,
Yeah.
obviously.
Duh. They're the best. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I hope not, because that made me sad.
Okay, so no.
Unless you count Demogorgons as pets.
They're not.
now.
I'm not counting them.
Okay, then no.
Okay, I'm also saying no because
But then Stranger Thing repeats itself all the time. So yes.
Nick.
Sorry.
Okay. So up next, Steve and his nail bat. Will we see its return?
Yes. Though I don't think Steve is going to be the one wielding it.
Oh.
I have a weird feeling about Steve. I'm sure we'll cut to it later about certain theories I have about Steve, my favorite Stranger Things character.
Didn't you just say that Billy was your favorite Stranger Things character?
They're both. They're the duality of man. I think Steve is going to pass the baton.
Do you think he's gonna die?
We'll talk about it later in a different segment that we haven't shot yet. Yeah, but yeah, probably.
So yes. I'm also gonna say yes, but I think Steve is holding it.
We'll see. I think Dustin's holding it.
We'll literally see it. Mike and 11, they're budding romance. They got a little smooch at the end of last season. Are they continuing? What's the deal with them?
I mean, look. No.
No.
No, I think
That's
11.
spicy.
I think 11's too busy. Just like this latest trailer, like 11's all over it kicking ass. She hasn't time for Mike's
For
just
smooch?
dopey eyes.
I'm gonna say yes. I hope that they keep on going because I don't want to spend any time of the season like in the politics and like relationships.
So you
of,
just
like,
want them to be like, yeah, we're in a relationship.
it's
We don't
still
ever need to talk
happening.
about it.
Let's just
We're
keep
just doing this.
Trekking
Okay.
forward. That's what I'm. So speaking of relationships, girlfriend for Dustin.
I want to hear your answer first on this one.
I think yes. It feels like Dustin's a really good comic relief. We're shooting in the parking lot.
We're shooting in a parking lot.
We're shooting in a parking
We're
lot.
shooting in a parking lot.
We're shooting in a parking
Let's
lot.
ask the PA what he thinks.
Dustin, I feel like is really good comic relief for the show and like for those tense moments, and I feel like it'd be really nice and cute.
I don't think Dustin's gonna have a girlfriend because I don't think Dustin needs a girlfriend. He's defined by curiosity and saying jokes and doing dumb things. But like right now, he doesn't need.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need a girlfriend.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't.
You hope. Got it. Okay. Also, your headshot's really giving me Hopper vibes. That's a compliment. I think Hopper.
That's the
understands
nicest
them.
thing you've ever said to me.
Okay, so will Scoops Ahoy, the scoop shop that Steve works at, survive the mall showdown?
No, because I think this whole mall is going to be a parable for just malls in general. Malls are closing down, guys.
I think it will survive. And then the season's going to end with all of them throwing up slugs in the bathroom of Scoops Ahoy. Okay.
Which has nothing to do with the Upside Down.
So parents, do they do anything? What are the odds?
I mean, if you take out Winona Ryder and Hopper, no. They'll continue to do anything.
So are you not counting Will's parent?
I mean,
she is a parent.
Yeah, but she's like one of the gang. She's like part of the party.
Okay, so Nick has created a new definition for parent, which is if you're not Will's mom, then
Well,
you are
she
a
hasn't
parent.
been always the best parent. No, but if you go up to question 1, no, these are the worst parents in the world. Like these.
They're not the best.
No, they're like the dad still has no idea what's going on. Mike's dad is worthless.
Do you think we see Mike's dad? That's not a question on here, but I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, I think he works for Hawkins Laboratory.
Ooh.
I know, we'll talk about it later.
Okay, I think the parents also won't do anything. So, fun times. Billy, does he get his payback?
I mean, it looks like he's getting possessed.
Does look like he's getting possessed, which I can get behind because I feel like he was like a villain last time, but he like wasn't a villain in that he wasn't from the upside. Like he wasn't this like ominous threat actually. He just sucked.
Well, he did suck. I mean, yeah, but he
No,
sucked.
I mean he pretty much sucked.
He has a
So,
rad car.
I think you did you
I don't
say
think
yes?
Billy's gonna get his.
Said no.
I think Billy's gonna get his comeuppance.
His comeuppance. So like at the end of the season, because I do think he's gonna get some sort of form of payback, but then I think he's gonna like.
No, Billy's gonna be
he's not gonna
hoisted
win.
on his own petard.
Not sure what that means, but I'll just say yes for the sake of keeping things
The opposite,
interesting.
but yes, okay.
Okay, so puberty versus characters. I don't know about you, Mundy, but puberty was not. It was a hard time for me. It wasn't cute, and it was upsetting. Do you think that these
Yeah, I just
characters
read a bunch
will
of Star
win?
Wars Extended Universe books.
Yeah, I played a lot of Halo and didn't leave my house, so.
I was out of college when Halo came out, so cool. That's where we're at.
So do you think that puberty will be kind to these characters?
Yeah, have you seen them?
I know, they're so fashionable. Oh my gosh.
They look like a Talking Heads music video.
They look so cool.
They're just all shoulder pads and like
it's so
Mike
upsetting.
is dressed like Grace Jones. It's amazing. They look
It's
great.
amazing. Okay, I agree with you. I think they're just.
They're kicking puberty's
I'm
ass.
confused by that. Is puberty different now?
I'm starting to realize me and you have different lives, but
Yeah.
I like you looking at young people and being scared of them like I'm scared of you.
Circle of life, guys. Okay. A repeat of episode 7. So episode 7 of season 2 was that kind of like weird spin-off. 11
Like that backdoor
is
pilot.
Yeah, that was weird, which they didn't do anything with so
Nope.
far. Do you think we get a repeat of that?
I hope so. Just
You
like-
hope so?
Yeah, just because like I don't know. I like watching the world burn.
Okay,
And
I'm
just,
gonna say no.
I want more like Stranger Things spin-offs. So yeah, like I want to see.
Really?
I want a whole episode dedicated to Mike's dad. I think he's one of the main bad guys.
I actually am into that theory, but that's not what we're talking about at all.
Nope.
So back to you, Sydney, in the studio. And Nick, I guess.
It's got pool water in it. It's got pool water in it.
Welcome. If you are just now tuning in, you are watching the Stranger Things Watch Party presented by Rocket League Radical Summer. Radical Summer is a celebration of all things 80s, so grab your aviator shades and mixtapes and prepare to go back in time to experience the most righteous movies, television, and culture from the decade. Radical Summer is an in-game event playable now through August 19th. The 9-week event will feature free items, new premium licensed DLCs, limited time game modes, and more. So, in the spirit of the awesomeness of the 80s, Nick, when do you think would be better to live in? 1985 or today?
That's a good question. Definitely 1985.
Wait, why?
Definitely 1985.
Well,
Because I was 4. And the world hadn't crushed my soul.
I mean...
And also, like, there were cooler shirts.
yeah.
And it was like, and malls and just fun time. And then the soul
Internet's
crushing.
now. The internet.
Okay, definitely 1985. Definitely 1985. Talk me into it. There was no internet.
Okay, well, I had a harder time with that choice, so I put it to a totally scientific test. Where does the film go? Should I film this side up? Do I take this off? No, it didn't do anything. Oh. I wonder what this angle looks like. That doesn't look like it turned out well. Is the tape already in it? Oh, it's not. I don't know which way it goes. Is that wrong? Do I have to stop it before I fast forward it? Can I go back to the fun game again? Seriously though, can we play some more Rocket League? Come on, let's go play. Welcome back. This is IGN's Watch Party for Stranger Things, presented by Rocket League. Radical Summer. So, a lot of characters, lots of storylines, a lot of supernatural events. And I have some questions. I'm sure you guys do too. Nick definitely does because he's so confused. Nick, I'm embarrassed for you for how confused you are. Fortunately, we can get your questions via the miracle of modern technology. Alrighty, we've got from Carlos D. Is this going to be a season of big changes?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah?
well, most of them gone through puberty.
Which is crazy to watch.
Well, in season 2, Lucas's voice changed in the middle of an episode. He was like, "Oh man, Dig Dug." He was like, "Dig Dug." Oh, Max. No, we're trying to save you. Like, what's going on with the party? Yeah, and they're going to high school.
Which is a huge change, and I
Yeah.
imagine I'm kind of most excited to see how their personalities change because I feel like once you get into high school, your mind is opened and you just kind of become you suck a little bit more.
Yeah, like Mike is probably gonna get really into the Talking Heads, and just like David Byrne, just in general, and just like
really get into like, oh, I don't watch TV, I just read books. He's gonna be that guy.
That guy.
Mike's gonna be that guy.
I don't think you're wrong. We have another facts. Okay, let's see. So will any more animals die? Because I don't want to see that again. Rest in peace, Muse. I agree with that. I really hope no more animals die. I hated that. I'd much rather see the humans die.
I was shocked about how more I was upset about Dustin's cat than Bob and Bob. Human beings.
Yeah, I mean, because okay, so here's my rationale with that. Is the animals have no idea what's going on. They're just living their life. They're drinking from their water bowl. Maybe they get the occasional treat. If they're lucky, they get a new toy, and then they just get eaten. They don't even know. They didn't do anything to deserve this. Where the humans, like, come on, like.
You just literally described Bob and Bob's life. Like, that was their life. Like, Bob just wanted a treat, the video camera. Like,
I
Bob
think
just
you're
wanted
getting cut
attention.
off. We got a new fax. I like faxing. Why don't we do that more? Tara Hopkins asked, does Will actually catch a break this time around? Poor kid's been through enough. LOL. Well,
no.
I don't think so. No,
No.
I don't think he's gonna have a bad time.
No,
He'll have a bad time. But they have shown in the trailers that Billy kind of becomes this like possessed entity. So maybe the host transfer from Will actually like worked.
Yeah, he's not dealing with immediate trauma, just post-traumatic.
No, he's fine now.
He was watching a movie and just grabbing his neck.
He's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. Okay, next. Ooh, it looks like this might be our last fact from Jeremy. Wow, what did you do for that Twitter handle? It's so clean. Where do we go from here? Well, that's a rather existential question. I mean, I know we're binge watching full seasons of shows in one day.
I think humanity needs to come together and realize that Jonathan sucks. And then
Jonathan sucks, and
then once everyone gets behind Jonathan sucking,
then we get behind Steve is the best.
and then humanity happens.
Yep.
So it's all.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ooh, another one. And another one. It's not an 80s reference, is it? Okay, Tara Hopkins asked, what 80s movie references do we think we're going to see? That's a good question.
It's 1985, right? So you got Spies Like Us, you got Real Genius, you got Police Academy 2, the best one. You got The Color Purple. You got, yeah, it's The Color Purple.
Okay. I don't know what movies are in the 80s. I've definitely seen movies from the 80s. I just
Goonies?
don't know.
This whole thing's a Goonies. I mean, that's just like...
I've never seen the Goonies.
What?
Wow.
Speaking of 80s movies, you know what I love about 80s movies?
What do you love?
Movie makeover montages.
Oh.
So I thought it would be fun if we did a movie makeover montage where we dressed up as our favorite Stranger Things characters.
Good idea.
Except when we were supposed to shoot, I overslept.
So I did it. I am so ready for this. This is such a luscious stash. Oh yeah, no. I'd get pulled over by me.
A legit badge for you that says cop.
Cop. I feel legitimate.
He looks determined, but I think his overall persona might be a little confused.
Got it. So I'm like determined, but it's just to mask the fact that I'm like severely confused. Well, and I feel like I'm like used to being confused. I don't even understand that that's, I don't know that there's an option not to be confused. Ready for action. I don't think Dustin says that. My eternal impression of Dustin is that he always kind of looks like he just like peed.
Oh, you just totally nailed it.
No more, we don't need any more. That's it, one take wonder. Okay. I look really good. Wow. I look significantly less good now. I don't know, could I bring back the mullet? I have a haircut next Thursday.
I look like some weird Silence of the Lambs variation.
I have to say, the guy who plays Billy really pulls it off, and I don't know that I do.
They look kind of dead in my photos, but in real life, I feel like I look really hardcore and cool.
I know, right?
I don't think I've ever had anybody do that to my nose before. I'm so glad you overslept.
You ready for this?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, you guys, my head in this is the same size as my head now. Look at how big it is. Can I hold this the whole, no, my arm will get so tired. That's great. It looks really good.
That looks really great.
Right?
And,
It was all Kristen, who's our makeup artist, though. I just kind of showed up.
and I think it's a really good idea that Sydnee has a poster of herself with 5
It wouldn't be the first
Sydnees
time, to
on
be
it.
honest, so I actually did order a poster of myself because somebody drew a really stylized picture of me, and I ordered it. But they made me pay for it. I paid $50 for my own poster.
Cool. This is not going to shoot your self-esteem into unbearable levels.
I thought you were saying this isn't going to backfire on me. It totally is. It's fine.
I mean, backfire on
Yay!
society. No, it's really
Oops.
cool.
It's not hanging yet or anything. I can't afford to get it framed yet, and I want to make sure I splurge.
Well,
on
plus,
the
if I was there, I'd just look like Barb's corpse.
Okay, so I got to do the poster shoot because you slept in and are bad at call times. But to make it up to you, I let you risk your life at a UFC shoot.
Yes. Yeah. So
That's me. I'm always giving. I'm a giver.
You're very good. Yeah. It was very nice of you to send me in front of all the tough men to ask them what their favorite superhero and Stranger Things character was. That was not at all
I'm a giver.
intimidating.
I'm a giver.
It went very well.
Hey guys, it's Nick Mundy. I'm at UFC 239 Media Day, and I'm about to ask a bunch of UFC guys about Stranger Things, and they want me to wear doing this. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think they're going to respect me asking important journalist questions if I'm wearing this. Did you ever watch the show Stranger Things?
No.
Okay, it's about these like 12-year-old kids fighting a bunch of demons.
Oh, wow.
If you were a 12-year-old kid, how would you fight a big scary demon?
Just by staying prayed up and maybe having a little holy water in my back pocket.
Are you a fan of Stranger Things?
Yes, and that's my highlight to this International Fight Week is I'm looking forward to when I start my weight cut. I'm gonna have my laptop on the toilet. I'm gonna be sitting in the bathtub sweating.
Have you ever watched the show Stranger Things?
I don't even know. I've never heard of that show.
That's perfect. Okay. Which of the kids do you identify with the most?
You know, I'm man, but I like 11.
11. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have the same haircut. If you were Nancy, how would you handle Steve betraying you like this? He was just really rude. He was a jerk. He wrote on the movie theater.
I would definitely not open hand slap. I would have done slap.
How would you take down Steve in this fight?
Let's see what goes on here. I see the back push. Oh, I see a right overhand right here. Oh, see, he should have changed levels lower than him. He's already shorter. That guy's taller. He should have changed levels and shot underneath his shot. You know what I mean?
He's got some ground game. He's got some ground game.
Hey, he's got some good ground game, but he kind of let him off the hook there. Oh, follow up right hand. Oh, then he just dropped him. Some ground and pound, thinking about it. Oh, there you go.
How would you take down Steve, the pretty boy, if you were Jonathan? He's got a good punch.
No, this guy's still standing.
He's still standing.
He took one extra shove. I would actually have came back with the back elbow so you don't see it. You know, as you turn back, you look back, you turn the elbow. Bah,
would you say
KO.
something like, "Hey Steve, now your face ain't so pretty"?
Hey Steve, now your face ain't so pretty.
So how would you take down the bully in this fight?
Well, I mean, I think you gotta do what he just did, which is you punch the bully in the face, because a lot of times they aren't used to people fighting back to them. But this is pretty poor fighting technique overall. I mean, it's pretty obvious neither one of them have any idea whatsoever what they're doing.
They are children. Steve with the bat against some demon dogs.
You know what? I think that one thing he didn't try, and I said this when we were watching this live, is their mouth. It's like, why don't you just try to shove the thing like down their throat? They open up like like this way, multiple directions. Shove the thing.
Well, I don't know anything about this dog.
It's a demon. It's just a one giant evil dog.
You sure there's not multiple dogs in here?
There is in the scene. Very good.
So then you wouldn't want to choke it because then you get attacked by one of the other dogs.
I will try, calm down, easy boy, sit, something like this.
No one tried that on the show.
Hey, I'm Nick Mundy. This is Diego Sanchez, and this is Demo Gordon. What does that mean?
It's a demo Gordon.
I didn't want to wear the mask.
Put it on.
Him taunting me is making it scarier, okay? All right, so what are we doing? We just talking Stranger Things? What are we gonna do here?
We'd like to see what it's like for him to defeat a Demogorgon through a demonstration.
Diego?
Yeah, he'll just, choke you or something.
Man, are you sure you guys want me to do this?
Are we sure?
We're
I don't know if we're sure.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm not so sure that this is a good idea. He just moved like.
That looks fun.
Yeah, thanks for sending me to go get my ass kicked and ask a bunch of the strong men, what their favorite Stranger Things character was.
Strong boys.
That wasn't all intimidating. Everyone was like, "Hey guys, so what are you gonna do with your reverse triangle?" And I'm like, "Hey, do you like Dustin?"
Sounds like a fun time. I'm sad I missed. Okay, so all this UFC talk, I want to get into sports.
Yes.
Sports. Let's fantasy draft. Sports.
Yeah.
Now I probably have lipstick all over my face.
It's fine.
So joining us for picks is IGN's very own David Griffin.
Sports! I like sports.
You also like Stranger Things, don't you?
Yeah, that too. That's pretty good.
Probably more Stranger Things than sports.
Yeah, more Stranger Things. That's all right.
Okay, so we are going to a snake draft to pick teams of Hawkins characters we want by our side defending against Demogorgons, the Mind Flayer, and his squad of demo dogs. There's so many more than my fingers can count. So we each draft 3 teammates. I'm going first.
What else is new?
I'm going first.
We got along so well. It's just a joke. It's not a joke.
I'm going first. Okay, so first up, I'm choosing 11 because obviously, why wouldn't you want her on your squad? She's the best. What do you mean, boo? She's the best.
It's obvious. It's an overrated pick. You could get 8. You could get 9. You could get 12.
Yep.
Well, then I'll wait until your pick, but I chose 11 who closes portals and does mind things and bleeds from her nose. So,
yeah, you're going to blow your whole rotisserie budget with 11. Going to blow your whole rotisserie budget.
Well, Sports, David. Sport yourself.
I'm going to sport myself with my pick as Dustin. He's a leader. He can invent things. He doesn't get tired like 11. 11 uses her power and she's all tired out. Dustin can just keep going.
Yeah.
He's like a 4th round pick at best.
Yeah, but the reason why Dustin never gets tired is because he does minimal things.
Right. Wow.
Except for, nurture and raise a demo dog.
He's got a good heart, and that's what counts.
Yeah. Not in fantasy sports. What counts is winning.
Heart is how people win championships, so that's going to get you far, David.
All right, my first pick is Barb's Ghost.
Ooh. Okay.
Scary.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
She wants revenge. She's motivated. She feels left behind, and she has probably dead people powers.
So what makes you think Barb, who was relatively useless before she died, is now going to come back and not be useless still?
Because she was in the Upside Down, so it's opposite.
And we saw how that worked with Will. When Will came back from, what's his name? Mike? What's the guy who sucks? Jonathan's brother.
Jonathan
Will.
sucks. Yeah.
Will.
Yeah.
When he came back, he was even more useless than before.
Ooh.
No, he spied on them, and he was kind of and he can color a lot. He's great at. He's an artist.
So
don't judge his art.
We have
Don't
the
judge
guy
his
with
art.
heart, and we have the. Oh no, you chose the Ghost of Barb. Sorry, a little. Oh, my bad.
All right.
Go.
So I got the second pick.
who you just called worthless, and he's not. It's Will.
Wait, I love that is your second pick. Look, he's working so hard in that photo.
No, he's just lifting weights, and the amount of weight is straining him because he's so strong.
Look at him. He's doing a great job.
I think another skill I'd like to see on there is experience.
Yeah.
Will's been through a lot.
Will's
I like
been
that pick. That's a good pick.
Through a lot. Like,
And
his
he's been-
parents fought all the time, so that hardened him. He has a lame brother. He's a great artist, like we established before. And his head, because of his bowl cut, is aerodynamic, so he'll pick up speed as he runs. Also, he's been running and surviving for the last 2 years.
Nick, would you be willing to trade him for my Dustin?
No.
Oh.
No, I won't.
Wait, you totally could have just picked Will initially.
That's true.
That was okay.
Yeah, that was my fault.
You can go next then.
My second pick is, we're going to keep on the ghost train. Talking about the ghost of Bob Newby, everyone. Bob Newby! Newby, look at that! Look at him!
I wanted Bob.
Skill, he's good at puzzles. What else do you need?
And he's so good at...
They're all good at puzzles. They all know Morse code. They all know all
Bob's the best. I'm so... Dang it, I was going to choose
He's
Bob.
not good at
Bob
living.
went out hard in season 2. I mean, he was
sacrificed
devoured.
himself
It
for
was
the
a
team.
graphic death. Bob is angry.
Sacrificed for
And to be
Bob
fair-
went out nice, but now he's angry that he's dead. He's angry.
And you think
He's not
dating
happy.
Joyce is easy?
Ooh.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
That's below the belt. I don't
Joyce
know.
Can you
is-
imagine what she's like in...
Ooh.
I respect their privacy, but they probably did use that old VHS camcorder.
Man, oh.
Okay. Next up, I'm choosing Steve because he's the best, and he has a great character arc. Like, he's good at looking cool. He was, you know.
So you just looked at the poster of Stranger Things and was like, "Yep, that one. Yep, that one."
Okay, so I can't say that the poster picture that we used. Wait. Oh, dang it. Wait, come back to me. Wait, like. It's right here.
There he is.
I can't say that he looks the most menacing, but I feel like he's good at mentoring and he's great at babysitting, and so he can impart that on his team.
He's gonna die this season.
If he dies, I will flip this table. We will literally record another video where I flip the table just for you at home.
I'm just happy to see that Steve, from the poster that we can see in season 3, it looks like he's got a job. The man's working.
He's
trying to pay some bills.
He's paying some bills.
Because
He's
he flunked
determined.
out of college. He needs a job. He's a townie now. I mean, that's
Townie.
not great.
It's not great. I'll go next again. So my third pick is Erica Sinclair, who is Lucas's sister. She knows the what's what. She's not afraid to tell you what's going on. She's keeping it nice. She's like, listen, bad idea. Listen, you're stupid. Listen, shut up. So she is just gonna tell us what we need to know. And honestly, she actually kind of knows what's going on.
Well, I like Erica. She's a sleeper. She's unknown. We don't really know much about her. We don't know her potential.
We're gonna nurture her with Steve's mentorship.
That's a very good pick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could you please shut up?
Check it out. Not afraid.
This is sassy. It's a little attitude. So I'm gonna pick my third pick.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Can I go third?
You're going.
I'm going with Lucas,
Oh!
Erica's brother.
The lesser of the
I think
Sinclairs.
Lucas doesn't have as much pressure on him as everybody else. A lot of the people in the group have pressure. Lucas doesn't have that pressure. You know, you don't see him come. He's got a slingshot. He uses a slingshot.
Yeah, but
he has a weapon.
Here's the problem. He has a slingshot in season
He's
1.
strapped.
Sure. He still has that slingshot. They're dealing with like otherworldly monsters. Get like a
You
stick
can
with a
shot
nail in it.
anything with your sling, though.
I think Dustin could make him some special things that go in the sling that could kill the monsters.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dustin can't
So
even
like a
keep his
1-2
cat
punch.
alive.
Oh, you're hating
on my first
bring
pick.
the cat
Hating on
into
my
this.
first pick.
All right, my third pick, and maybe the best pick, is Mr. Clark.
Yeah, save the best for the last pick of the third round. Good job. That's a really good strategy.
When you're building a team, you need someone with perspective or lack of perspective. He's the only one that doesn't know he's the only one in the town that doesn't know what's going on. So now he has fresh eyes into the situation, and plus he knows a lot about science, he knows a lot about history, and he hasn't died yet. He's a non-essential character
This is
that's
great.
made 2 seasons that hasn't died. He's a survivor, granted because he doesn't know what's going on.
This is a great reason. I
Yeah.
love it, Nick.
He has a wonderful dating life that we established.
I'm worried about his lack of experience. He hasn't killed anyone yet,
no,
as far
he's
as we know.
doing
No, I think that's a plus because he's not burdened with the idea of carrying murder in his heart.
Oh yes, people who don't like murder are really good to have on your team when you're murdering things. So, with that said, I hope you're all enjoying IGN's Watch Party for Stranger Things, presented by Rocket League. Radical Summer. You know who's not having a radical summer? Me, because we don't get summer break. Just kidding. It's great. I love it. Hawkins Lab is not having a good time. That's what I meant to say. Would not want to be their PR spokesperson, but it seems like they're at least, trying to bounce back, and they put together this message to win back everybody's trust.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hans Brundle, Hawkins Laboratory. Hi. On behalf of Hawkins Lab, I would like to personally apologize for all the portals, for the monsters, for the teenagers who are not so much alive so much anymore, for Barb, for Bob, for the Barbs and Bobs, for the future Barbs and Bobs who are yet not born. I'm sorry. But hey, who hasn't made a mistake at the office? Turned in a bad report, forgot to book the teleconference room, or let out a malignant energy from an evil dimension that corrupted our world, tearing away the fabric of humanity and causing catastrophic and metaphysical damage that we will never be able to comprehend. I know I have. But here at Hawkins, we're not afraid to admit our mistakes. We're learning, we're listening, and we're sorry?
To be fair, it was only a couple of kids, but we're sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. Sorry.
Hi. Did you know portal openings at Hawkins are down 67%? And we've pretty much stopped experimenting on toddlers. We barely use our psychic weapons. And we haven't found a dead teenager in over 6 months. Now, if you found a dead teenager's corpse and you think it's our fault, we've set up a number for you to call. So once again, on behalf of everyone here at Hawkins Labs,
we just got a serious... Oh, are you guys filming?
Hi. So, on behalf of everyone here at Hawkins, we're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
We're both sorry. 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 We're sorry. Sorry. Seems like a pretty good place to work. It's another fun place to work? Here, because we were just trying to do a bit with a dog dressed up as a demodog. Demodog. Yeah, it went to hell.
So we're coming off of like, wow, seems like a good place to work. And then as soon as you notice the dog, like, oh.
Got it.
Sit. We're not
Sit.
Here, sit next to me, Reg.
We have the traffic board all fall apart.
And there it goes.
Yeah. We tried.
Stay. Look at them.
There you go. You got an adorable outtake reel.
Yeah, we weren't able to figure it out. Some people were able to do the cosplay with their pet Demogorgon, and here they are.
Oh, wait, what? That's a Photoshop.
It counts as an animal now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that little blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh, cats are so cool.
Their artistry is better than ours.
Look at it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, is that Steve Harrington?
Is that a dog's
Wait,
memory
sorry, it's
detector?
Steve Barkington.
There it is. Oh.
Wait, what Where's his real body?
That's just Chewbacca.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't think people knew how this worked.
It's a close try. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Stranger Things of the past. It's now time for a glimpse of Stranger Things of the future. Oh. So check out the first season 3 trailer.
At least someone's happy I'm home. It's just a dream. You're dreaming. not kids anymore. I mean, what did you think? We're just gonna sit in my basement all day? Play games for the rest of our lives?
It is important to me that you feel safe. I want you to feel like this can still be your home.
How many children are you friends with?
Dude, just hearing the theme song again, I'm so excited.
I know, it's very good.
But also, Steve was bloody.
I know, that was a big takeaway. Also, I had two big takeaways. Carrie Ellis is going to just get killed mercifully.
Bye.
Like, just horribly. He will die.
So hard.
He just decapitated.
Bye.
I like that Hopper might be getting back into the dating scene.
Hopper seems like he's like really, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he got some Tommy Bahama t-shirts. He's just ready to party.
It also was so disorienting seeing Dustin be like, ah, and his teeth just aren't there still.
Well, he's at camp. You're not going to bring your teeth if you're at camp.
Of course.
So,
but also, they're all grown people, kind of, except for I did not look like that when I went into high school. I was much less put together.
Yeah, I just looked like Mr. Clark. No, it's good. That was a good trailer. I mean,
it was a good trailer. I'm hyped. We've got the synthy synth. We've got the
Teenage Wasteland, because if you have more than 4 children in a TV show
there's
or a
definitely
movie,
more than 4 children.
You have to play Teenage Wasteland.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. And then I wonder what Jonathan and Nancy were sitting there for.
They're just bored.
I don't.
They're just like, let's just.
What if they killed both of them this season?
They're not going to kill Jonathan.
Wait,
and
why
Nancy.
not?
Because
people kill people in shows.
Because everyone needs a brand in a show. You need a brand.
Okay, that's fair.
Can we watch the next trailer?
Taking my lines again.
I know, but I want to.
So yeah, we'll watch. Let's watch another season 3 trailer.
You let us in. And now, you are going to have to let us stay.
Doesn't make sense. I closed the gate.
What if he never left? What if we locked him out here with us? He'd want to attach himself to someone again. A new host.
It's building something.
No matter what happens, we have to stop him. Together.
Now it's time. We are going to end you. We are going to end your friends. And we are going to end everyone.
Kids are in danger.
We need to end this. I can fight.
Better than any of us. I need you safe.
What the hell?
I need you to trust me.
Holy mother of God.
It's funny watching those two trailers back to back, like how totally different the second one is.
The trailer had
wow.
everything. It had zombies, Ninja Turtle mutagen, the Gap. I mean, Terminators.
They very prominently featured the Gap. Do you think the Gap paid for that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
They were like, hey, Billy's an asshole. Let's make him a bigger asshole by putting the upside down in him, because he was doing that whole voiceover.
You mentioned that when we were watching it, and I didn't even pick up on that. That is a good call. I am really interested, though, to see, do you think Max has to ultimately kill her? I mean, I know it's stepbrother, but still, even though he's really rude to her, that has to be really hard to do.
We're going to see a demon work out with beer. And I'm pretty pumped about it.
What if his behavior doesn't change in any capacity? He's just the exact same.
No, he has his sunglasses and then he just moves them to the bridge of his mouth with smoke, or he's just
That's it.
Or he's just lighting cigarettes with flame. Yeah. Just listen to Steve Miller Band, just hanging out.
Steve Miller Band. Okay, so put on your biohazard suits because it's time to travel to the upside down.
Yes.
Cool animation. So this is the part of the show where we give our takes that are so radioactive, so out of this world, that they are upside down. Nick.
The fax comments are just going to be just shooting out of the fax machine, rolling up in paper.
Rolling up in paper.
Yeah.
It's off the hook chain.
All right, my first kind of theory.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to start with the personal one, the relationship theory.
Okay.
I think this show will end with them not being friends anymore. I think they're going to go their separate ways. From junior high to high school, you always those are your old friends. But with high school, you have new friends.
You do have new
friends. And
friends.
I think by the time they come back from season 4, because they're all going to be 30, I think it's going to be like senior year of high school where they haven't really hung out. They're not playing Dungeons & Dragons. They're all doing 1987 stuff. Working for Dukakis's campaign. I don't know. They're all just going to be doing so I think this is, and they're already teasing it, this splintering. I mean, some of them are going to probably be dead, which isn't going to really.
Do you really think so? That's actually something that I've been thinking through, because if you think about the deaths that we've seen, the characters who have actually died, we see Bob, who was kind of like an in-out situation, right?
Sure.
He was there for one season. And then Barb, who was there for 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they will actually kill someone on this show? I know for me,
it doesn't look good for Steve.
It doesn't look good for Steve, but I feel like I almost, we did Watch Party for Game of Thrones where theoretically anyone should have died. We won't get into that, but
it ended fine, okay? We're not have to talk about the ending. It was fine.
But this is a different show, and I feel like they've been pretty conservative on what major characters died, being that there haven't really been any.
Yeah, I don't think, I think this season will probably be
change
some
that?
because they're all trying to move into film careers. And,
this is true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and high fashion. At least one of them is a model for Saint Laurent, which is just.
I think they all are currently right now.
Oh, it's the whole. Anyways, that doesn't matter because that's not what we're talking about. But.
I have another theory.
Okay. Well, wait. I want to hear, who do you think is going to die? I know you said Steve. Do you think it's just going to be him?
I think Steve.
Just Steve.
I mean, there'll be the Carrie Elways and anyone who shows up,
But out of our core crew, you think Steve's the only one going down? Okay.
Which sucks. But also, I have a theory about this whole mall. This whole thing's surrounded by the mall. So I think they built the mall I think after season 2, they demolished Hawkins Labs.
Mhm.
They were like, well, that's land. It's perfect land for a mall.
Oh, corporate America getting.
Well, yeah, I think they built the mall on top of Hawkins Labs, and all that evil's coming through, not just consumerism. But
so it's symbolic for.
probably. No, I'm just saying words.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think like the Rift is right under like Sears Roebuck, or the Cinnabon bun.
Cinnabon.
I know.
I love Cinnabon so much.
We should go to the mall.
Are there malls still?
No, everything's terrible. All right, do you have a theory?
Well, so I kind of said it before, but just that I think that Max ends up having to kill Billy.
Yes.
And I don't know if Billy still survives. Like, I think we'll see something similar to how they were taking the monster out of Will before, where it was like hard to watch. I'm like, oh, he's in so much pain or whatever. And so it'll be something like that with Billy, but maybe she actually has to kill him.
What if we're totally wrong about Billy and Max just kills him because he's a dick?
Because he sucks.
Yeah. It's like,
she's like, bye.
She just wants the car.
I'm trying to think what else. I'm thinking about what else is in the trailer. Let's see.
I have my worst theory.
Okay, like it's like not good, or like we'd be sad if it happened in the show.
Both.
Cool. Go ahead.
I think Mike and Nancy's dad's the main bad guy.
Oh, I'd be super into that.
Yeah, like he's either a Russian, which they've been doing all these Russian threads,
Yeah.
or he's like the head of Hawkins Laboratory.
He seems too stupid to be that.
Yeah, but
Maybe he's so smart that he acts stupid so that nobody suspects him, but he actually is the
yeah,
mastermind.
because he's kind of a worthless dad who doesn't pay attention, and then he's got to be doing something.
He's doing the lab.
Yeah.
I really hope that we do see more of the lab. I'm personally very interested in the lore of the lab and just like understanding like how did we get here? Because I don't think they opened the portal necessarily because they wanted to spread evil in the world, right? I mean, maybe that's it.
I mean,
but
not that evil, their version of...
Totally, their version of evil, but I don't think they meant that particular like monster Demogorgon situation. So I hope that we get a little bit more of that.
And we're probably going to get more 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s.
See, I don't know that I want that, but you might...
I think we're getting it. I don't know.
So the reason why I don't want it is because in my head, I've mapped out like, so we have the season, it's a finite number of episodes. I don't really want to waste an episode like we did for episode 7 of season 2 on like, where did these people come from and like da-da-da. But I also would be equally upset if they just appeared.
I think they're going to show up like X-Men style, and they're just going to be a bunch of moody emo kids who are like, we have mind powers.
I don't want that though.
I know, but if they did show up and be like, hey guys, we're cool,
But I
and
feel
we're
like-
like here to party, and then they're just doing mind, like, it's just tonally how they do.
Oh my gosh, I just had a theory right now. Okay,
Yeah.
so what if? So we see the other numbered kids, and they all come in like they're like friends. They're friends, not friends, but they're like the evil people at school. Not evil, but kind of like what Steve was in season 1. And we find out that they are successful experiments of the Hawkins laboratory, and so now they're also like, I don't want to say the new evil, but they're like an additional wave of evil.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Well, it wouldn't be cool.
Do you think everyone makes fun of number 2?
Okay, well, on that note, I'm really sad because much like our summer vacation, that doesn't actually exist because you don't get that when you work full-time jobs, our time together has come to a close. It went by so fast. But we're super, super excited for season 3, July 4th on Netflix, don't forget, and let us know all your thoughts on the show by hitting us up on IGN, all social platforms, or IGN.com. I'm Sydnee Goodman. He's Nick Mundy. And this has been IGN Watch Party for Stranger Things presented by Rocket League Radical Summer. We'll leave you with a look at the Stranger Things premiere out here in LA.
I didn't get invited to this either.
No, you didn't.
What's up, everyone? I'm Sydnee Goodman, and we are here on the Stranger Things Season 3 red carpet. I cannot wait.
Let's go. Oh, look at all these fans. Oh my gosh, hi! Thanks for watching! They're all here for me, apparently. Can we just, people's feet have been hit down here, that's why I stopped. It's kind of gross.
Ready?
The strangest hobby in real life? Oh boy.
That's a good question.
What's strange? I mean, I like eating.
Just pass. I'm gonna have to get me some strange hobbies.
I would say counting frog belly hair.
Is that your hobby?
No, certainly not. but it's a very strange hobby you asked about.
Okay, strangest food you've ever eaten.
Cricket taco.
The sautéed crickets.
Crickets. They were awesome. I really liked them. Yeah, I mean, they taste like pretzels weirdly.
Oh my god, a cockroach.
Wait, why'd you eat that?
They make them where they're, like covered in spices. I'm very competitive, so if you're in a dare, someone will be like, eat this cockroach, and I will eat it, and I regretted it. It tasted exactly what you think it would taste like.
I ate kangaroo once. Felt really bad. When we were ordering it, my mom goes, oh, are those the ones with the fuzzy faces? And I don't know how I was able to eat it after she said that, but I did.
Did it taste good? Like, was it worth it?
It was okay, but not like totally worth it.
I had fried alligator in Florida, and it tasted a little suitcasey. Later, I threw up a wallet. Come on, you're not going to get anybody else saying that tonight. I threw up a wallet.
What would be your strategy for defeating a Demogorgon in real life?
I would not be able to. I would go fetal, and I would just cry, and I'd stop breathing, and that would be the end of it. But if I really needed a strategy, got Coca-Cola and a Mento.
Get as many strong friends together and figure it out, because I would not be able to do it by myself.
I think I would be scared, but I will also be brave at the same time.
I'd compliment him on his looks, and hopefully he would let me go, but probably not.
Nobody really compliments them, so...
No, maybe that's all they need.
All they need.
Right.
Season 4.
Exactly.
You heard it here first, guys.
I'm going to tell the Duffer Brothers that.
How do you defeat it in real life?
Mind power. Get all rainbows in with the white light and destroy that thing.
Oh, you need 11 for that. If you ain't got 11, you got nothing. You got 0.
Demogorgons are very scared of me. First of all, because I move lightning fast. Boom, move, boom, little rope-a-dope. If that doesn't work, I talk to them at length about long stories about my career, and then they kind of just nod off.
Are you doing it to bore them, or are you doing it to inspire them?
No, it wears them down. I go, oh, he's still, they look at their watch, I go, he's still talking about himself. It's a bold move, because a lot of times they'll eat you right away, but that's where this comes in. And then you go with the stories, and you got them.
Well, there you have it. We got to talk to some of the cast of Stranger Things Season 3. Thank you all so much for watching IGN Watch Party. We'll see you all next time. We wanted to kick things off by throwing the biggest Summer Bash pool party ever! Except someone forgot to order us a pool.
Sorry. I gotta move the pool.
Yeah, Nick, get it. Push it that way.
It's heavy!
Let's just start the show. Roll the thing. Just
start the thing! Woo!
Live from the Starcourt Mall in Hawkins, Indiana, it's the Stranger Things IGN Watch Party.